Well, tensions at the border with Gaza. There have also been further tensions at Israel's northern border. For the second time in a week, the Lebanese army and the IDF exchanged smoke bombs. Beirut says it was targeting Israeli troops, which had placed what it called infringements that it says were north of the blue line. For more on that, we're joined by Lieutenant Colonel Sarit Zehavi, founder and president of the Alma Research and Education Centre. Thank you very much for being with us. What exactly is happening at the northern border? How concerned are you about that?
Well, we have been concerned in the past year and a half. The problem is that there is kind of normalization of the provocations that are going on the border. Now you see Lebanese army involved, not for the first time, by the way, but actually we can analyze three players here. It's Lebanese army, it's UNIFIL, and it's Hezbollah, and all of these are very much active in these clashes that you see in the past 2 days and before. I must say about the Lebanese army, we didn't have too much expectations. We understand that the Lebanese army is collaborating with Hezbollah. We understand that the Lebanese army is, especially in South Lebanon, is completely coordinated with the Hezbollah agenda. And I must mention one very good example. Last week, there was an exercise of the Lebanese army battalion of anti-tank missiles that were provided by the West. And my question is, against whose tanks? Like, whose tanks are going to invade Lebanon that the Lebanese army will have to launch them against? And why are they being supplied to the Lebanese army? So what we see now is kind of a collaboration or a joint agenda between Hezbollah and Lebanese army to escalate the situation on the border. And we see UNIFIL failing to do anything against that.
Well, and the UN just recently renewed the mandate for UNIFIL, its peacekeeping force along the border. What is its role in all of this? Is it helping or is it making the situation worse?
Neither. I think that's the main problem. Look, UNIFIL during the years was kind of efficient in preventing a small incident like this one getting into casualties, wounded, wars, etc. But it was ineffective in preventing Hezbollah military deployment in South Lebanon, in its area of operation. I think that now the question should be, is UNIFIL effective also with regard to, just a small peacekeeping force on the border itself when we see so many provocations, so many things that are going on, and even not preventing, we have in these videos that you mentioned, what we saw is Hezbollah military operatives crossing the blue line into Israel, and UNIFIL is there and not doing anything around it. And Israeli IDF officer is calling UNIFIL to come and take this person away, and nobody is doing anything around that. So I think UNIFIL is not a negative player here, but it's not a positive player as we expect it to be. And I think with this regard, it's very important to bring the message that, okay, we can make this force smaller. We don't need 10,000 soldiers. That's just for peacekeeping mission on the border itself. But even at least at the border itself, it should be effective in preventing this kind of provocation. And here I want to emphasize one thing with regard to security. Why do we care about these crossings of Hezbollah military operatives, Hezbollah reporters, whatever, of this blue line? Because this is preparation. These are preparations for terrorist attacks. When this is becoming normal, that these kind of incidents are happening every day, it will be much more difficult to monitor which of these terrorist attacks are going to create a terrorist attack against Israel.
Should Israel respond more decisively then, just briefly, if you would?
I think it should. I think it should respond more decisively. We have seen last week one of the main figures of Hezbollah, Wafik Safa, which is kind of the head of special missions for Nasrallah, saying, actually saying in different words, but saying, well, if Israel is going to diplomacy, this is weakness. This is how they view us. So I don't think diplomacy is wrong. But when we speak of these kind of provocations, I think diplomacy is not enough.
Sarit Zehavi at the Alma Research Centre, thank you.
Thank you very much.